This podcast was written and created by Avi Melamed, Middle East intelligence analyst and founder of the Inside the Middle East Institute. Welcome back. Around the world, especially in Western universities, students are marching, protesting, expressing solidarity with the Palestinians, demanding an end to the war in Gaza. Some overtly support Hamas.
But in the Arab world, the silence on campuses has been deafening. And that's surprising, right? Arab universities have a long history of protest, from the Palestinian cause to uprisings over food prices. So why not now?
That's what we're digging into today. We'll bring in the voices of Arab commentators who've been asking the same question.
Let's start in Jordan. Writer Dalal al-Abbas says students did try to act. They formed forums in support of Gaza, organized prayers and small gatherings.
But then came the crackdown. Universities expelled students, threatened others, and even banned prayers for Gaza's dead. For many, the message was clear. Protest and you risk your academic future.
And it's not just Jordan. Moroccan commentator Ali Anouzla points out that across the region, regimes are determined to stamp out dissent. Faculty and students alike fear personal punishment. Meanwhile, university leaders fear losing their jobs if they allow demonstrations.
Egyptian scholar Abdullah Hafez al-Sawi adds another layer: money. Universities depend on state funding. That financial leash keeps them in line with government policies and firmly against student protest.
But some argue it's not just fear. Iraqi thinker Abdul Hussein Sha'aban says Arab universities have simply failed to generate meaningful protest. Unlike in the West, he says, campuses here just don't have the same spirit of mobilization anymore.
And Palestinian journalist Firas Abu Hilal, editor-in-chief of Arabi 21, takes it further. He contrasts Western democracies, where even extreme forms of protest are tolerated, with the authoritarian systems of the Arab world.
He also makes a really important point. In the Arab world, protests haven't evolved into a culture of resistance. They flare up, then fade. And leadership, the people who might organize and sustain dissent, has been systematically dismantled by regimes.
And when Islamist movements tried to build organized structures, those too were crushed.
There's also the argument that students themselves have changed. Mohammed Musbah, head of the Moroccan Institute for Political Analysis, says Arab students are simply less political than before.
Instead, their energy goes toward issues like corruption, economic reform, social justice, and the environment. Over the last 20 years, the strong influence of leftist and Islamist movements on campus has faded away.
And let's not forget the daily grind. Unemployment, economic hardship, uncertainty. As Musbah puts it, students just don't have the space or stamina for political battles.
But not everyone sees the silence as permanent. Palestinian scholar Abdul Bari Fayyad believes even tiny sparks of protest can have long-term effects. He imagines they could ripple outward, maybe even shaping future leadership in unexpected places.
And then there's a perspective that most commentators didn't really talk about. Could it be that silence also reflects criticism of Hamas itself?
That's right. Some in the Arab world blame Hamas for launching the war and bringing devastation upon Gaza. If that's true, then the silence isn't just about fear. It's also about disillusionment.
So why are Arab universities so quiet? Fear and repression, lack of a protest culture, shifting student priorities, maybe even quiet criticism of Hamas.
And here is another interesting, even somewhat ironic fact. One of the few demonstrations and protests of Arab students in campuses in the Middle East took place in the University of Tel Aviv in Israel. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.
This podcast is made possible by supporters like you. ITME is an independent, nonprofit institute committed to apolitical, intelligence-based Middle East education.
To learn more, or to support our work, visit our website www.insidethemiddle-east.com.